Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Contempt. In this episode, me and Connor talk about a bunch of stuff, and probably write a script. It's weird. Stay tuned.
Wow, we're in the studio now. The old studio.
This is the studio. I'm on my third beer.
I'm on my second shot of, whatever the fuck you bought.
Bushmills White Label.
Bushmills White Label.
For when you're a little thirsty and very poor.
A little thirsty, a little poor. I know that feeling. I've got $20 in my bank account right now if you're listening, Mom.
What happened? She made you get like the most expensive place she could find?
Hey, my mom's listening to this probably. She listened to the last one.
Did she?
It was a nice one. Yeah, she did.
With Aiden?
With Aiden, yeah.
I love that's my favorite so far. It's great.
Yeah, she listened to it. She heard Aiden say what racial slurs he was allowed to say, or ask what racial slurs he was allowed to say.
That was a funny joke. I love it.
It was a good joke.
Aiden's a pussy. He didn't really say it.
He didn't say any racial slurs, which is kind of disappointing. It's like a joke without a punchline, you know what I'm saying?
No, the punchline was that I tried to get Grant to say that.
Jamie, pull up the video of the monkey fucking the frog.
All right. So, who are you?
I'm Connor. I am half of the YouTube duo NTMA Productions.
Aiden is also here.
That was started when we wanted to rip off Red Letter Media but didn't have a camera. So we started recording our discussions. Recording our discussions of movies while I played Titanfall with the auto pistol, so I'd always get first place. That game's broken if you know how to exploit it.
So welcome to the show, Connor, the other half of NTMA Productions. We had Aiden on not too long ago. It was about a month ago.
Second episode or something like
Yeah.
that.
So 4 weeks, and I brought you on so you could talk about TotalDramaRicky.
Yeah, that drama. The drama with TotalDramaRicky was unbelievable. Put his name in the description. He'll see this.
Put
You
him in
remember.
the thumbnail.
Oh, put him in the thumbnail? Yeah, we like offhandedly mentioned him as a meme in the one of the Nostalgia Critic videos. I think it was the first one.
Oh my god.
It wasn't the first one. I think it was like the second and third one.
Yeah, we offhandedly mentioned him. And those videos did okay, but not good enough that TotalDramaRicky would stumble upon a conversation. TotalDramaRicky had to look up his name and find us. And then he's like, we're friends now in the comments. And we're like, well, that's very anticlimactic. We want you to be like, fuck you, my guy. So we were going to record a diss track on TotalDramaRicky, but never came to be because we became Twitter friends and he would complain about how he didn't have a job. To me. And then I got banned off Twitter.
I really wish.
I'm like Donald Trump or Kanye. I got banned off Twitter, so.
If you hear this, Ricky, you need to re-upload the hottest Total Drama Island characters video.
Yeah, that video it literally inspired my biggest shitpost. Top 10 hottest Pokemon characters, the biggest video on our channel.
So that's the TotalDramaRicky. He
Yeah.
found you by searching for his name, and then he's like, "Let's be friends," and you were like, "Go fuck yourself."
I was at home. I had the day off, and Connor was at work. And I found top 10 hottest Total Drama characters. And the video is incredible. And I was like, Connor, you have to see this. And I showed it to him. And then when we were recording the Nostalgia Critic videos, we were laughing about the top 10 hottest Total Drama characters.
Right.
And like a little bit after we did that, he deleted that video and it's just gone.
Lost media.
It's lost to time.
You should just download all this shit.
Yeah.
You should run the archive channel.
But I believe it was before that I made my top 10 hottest Pokemon characters as a parody of that and the top 10 hottest Sonic characters.
Classic.
It was a mixture of those two. It was mostly the Sonic characters, but I think it was TotalDramaRicky's top 10 hottest Total Drama characters that kind of pushed me to do it. And I thought about making a sequel, top 10 hottest Family Guy characters, but it never came to be because it felt a little forced.
I want to see that video. I want to see it
I had
finished.
it recorded, and then I was like, eh. I could probably do what we did with top 10 celebrities we wish were dead, It's just somewhere on my hard drive, and I'll find it one day, and we'll do it. Because top 10 celebrities we wish were dead. It was like 2 or 3 years later that we ended up finding that. That was like one of our early videos, like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
We recorded that. And then we found it in probably like late 2018, and we totally forgot about it. We were just dying laughing listening to this video.
That's happened a few times, because fucking Wolfie's Beer Corner was something we filmed and sat on our hard drive.
Well, I knew about.
5 or 6
I remembered
months, and I was
Wolfie's
like,
Beer
I do
Corner.
not want to edit Wolfie's Beer Corner. And then I got wasted and found it and turned it into a shitpost.
Yeah.
Oh, we should get you a chair and put you next to the mic too.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, well.
Like Connor Starr, I'm just here for commentary.
So, I also wanted to talk about the shitposts because holy shit. You're great. You're amazing at it. How do you do it?
I just come up with it sometimes. For a while, I was trying to do a series, and they were coming to me like crazy at first. Now I kind of wait for something to come to me. It's been a while since I've done a real good shit post. But for a while, I was hitting home runs. Top 10 hottest Pokemon characters. That was a little after like my Scooby-Doo drug addict video, which got really big. Well, really big for us, but that video was getting like 1,000 views a month, and then it got throttled by YouTube because they hit me with the old age restriction.
Oof.
Deserved, but I was pissed about it. Because I have like actual videos of people like cutting up cocaine and shit, and that like it definitely could deserve the 18 plus rating. Stock videos granted, or the one where the guy's smashing crack up on a toilet seat. That was pretty funny. I found some funny clips for that video. But yeah, no, it really, I think like the first shit post was DJ Tucker. And that was a terrible video, but I think it's still up. Then there's RIP to my dead homies.
RIP to my dead homies is really funny because we changed the title.
Yeah, we changed the title. So it was after like, I don't know fucking who just died, but it was someone stupid, and I decided to make this video. And then later on, like 2 or 3 years later, we were like redoing all our thumbnails because of a lot of our thumbnails were just either A, garbage, or B, weren't even the right aspect ratio. so we're like redoing our thumbnails, and we thought it'd be funny to only put people who had died after the fucking video came out. So someone's like, whoa, this video's, we got like a comment that's like, whoa, this video's from 2016, but XXXTentacion's in the thumbnail. I'm like, that's weird, man, isn't it? We're like kind of good with that. Like, I don't even think XXXTentacion was famous when we made that video.
Was that back in Wisconsin?
That was back in Wisconsin.
Oh, the good old days.
The good old days back in Wisconsin.
So you're great at shitposts. The top 10 hottest Pokemon characters is the funniest fucking thing ever. It was a stroke of genius using the Evangelion theme.
Yeah, that one came about because I thought it'd be funny because those two. And I also have a line where I say, because I got no plans on Valentine's Day. My ex-girlfriend was like pissed at me, so she didn't want to hang out on Valentine's Day, and I was like, fine, then I'm gonna make a shit post. So I got inspired. And I think Dad was in the mental hospital at the time, so I was living solo because Aiden was still in Superior, so I just I cranked it out.
What was your first shitpost? You said it was
I think it was DJ Tucker, which is just like we made a bunch of fake blood, and it was just a bunch of songs smashed together really awkwardly with like a bunch of like air horns and shit. I think before that was the Forensic Files rap song we made.
I think our first one was probably when we did the fake McDonald's creepypasta.
Oh, the fake McDonald's creepypasta.
That's right. This was never really even our story.
Yeah,
And we had like 2 or 3 people that were like, wow, this predicted 9/11 before 9/11.
And we also kept trying to get the shitty creepypasta we wrote put up on the
Creepypasta wiki, but
kept putting it up and they kept deleting
they're like, this shit's ridiculous. This is not Squidward suicide. This is clearly fake. This is clearly fake, unlike Squidward suicide.
Nobody's gonna know what you're talking about. What were you talking about with the McDonald's shitpost?
It was just, I found a McDonald's. Well, I was watching a lot of like lost media videos at the time. And I was like, what if I made a lost media creepypasta Ronald McDonald? So I found this McDonald's like cartoon they would send to schools as like McDonald's propaganda with like a lesson or something. So like Ronald would be like, Christopher Columbus is a real good guy. Eat our fucking Big Macs or whatever. And then I cut it up. I cut it up to be to just like basically say it predicted 9/11, and it was very clearly fake. And I did it all because this was before we had Sony Vegas even, so it's like in Microsoft fucking Studio or whatever. Windows Live Movie Maker. And I remember that because, believe it or not, I've been a content creator for a long time. And my videos back in the day, I would have to make I would do the files in Windows Movie Maker 2004.
Yeah.
Because it was more, there was more editing options than Windows Live Movie Maker, which came with Windows XP. And then I would save the files as a Windows XP file.
Yeah.
And then I'd transfer them over because for some reason 2004 was too old to render. So it wouldn't render my videos. So I transferred my videos over to Windows Live so I could render them. And I could also add, there was something like, okay, so you couldn't add more than one audio track in Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to add a second audio track, I had to go to Windows Live. But Windows Live sucked for editing. Mm-hmm. So I'd edit it in one and move it over. I made a video called The History of Superman, which was my first success back in like 2013. And that channel's got like 100 subscribers off the back of that, but I never like uploaded on it again. But I edited like a 2-hour documentary about Superman in Windows XP Live Movie Maker. And it took me like months for this video. That should have taken me like no time because I had to like render and re-render this video like 400 times for each part. And it only let me render like 5 minutes without crashing. So it was a pain in the fucking ass, man.
So, Jesus Christ, using Movie Maker for anything more than like a 5-minute video is ridiculous.
Yes, but coming back around, I edited the Ronald McDonald shitpost in Windows XP Movie Maker and Windows Live combo.
Also early on we had ClickCatcher too.
ClickCatcher was our Watch Mojo ripoff. There's a lot of shitposts through that, like top 10 dead celebrities,
Power Rangers,
Quentin Tarantino, top 10 Quentin Tarantino movies. Top 10 characters we think are gay.
What are those videos like? You just like...
They're just Watch Mojo videos, but like we would just, each number was just random shit we'd come up with. Like, I think all, like with the Quentin Tarantino one, for example,
yeah,
I think one of them was All Dogs Go to Heaven. Like, Quentin Tarantino famously is like, I'm going to make 10 movies, then I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
And even if you count Kill Bill 1 and 2 as separate movies, at the time, I think he had 8 movies, because I think that was around the time the Hateful Eight came out. No, because Hateful Eight was before... Hateful Eight came out a little before NTMA did. I know this because it came out the same time as Force Awakens, and there was that controversy where... at a bunch of places, Disney was like, well, that's not family friendly, so it can't play at the same screens as Force Awakens.
Oh my god.
Or something like that. Or like Cinedome wanted to play like 50-50, and they're like, you either play Force Awakens 100% of the time or nothing.
Right. The thing with your shitposts is they're genius. They're hilarious. Are you like actively trying really hard, or does this just come naturally for you?
I usually type up those videos in about 15 minutes.
It feels like...
And then I record them in 15 minutes, and I edit them in an hour or so, and then I have a finished product by... It's one of those things where I'll start it at 5 p.m., have it uploaded by 9 p.m. type of thing. That's how most of my shitposts go.
It feels like they were either going to be like 10-hour efforts of just plotting how... extremely autistic you need to sound.
There's a couple opuses that took me a while, like CIA, the CIA video. Both of them, actually, because I have one where I just re-recorded it entirely, but all the characters were me talking, and all the like sound effects and shit were just things I did in my room. I had to do that for a college project. Also, there's my short films, which are like a mix between shitposts and not, and short films. Like my Star Wars one.
CIA guy is fucking hilarious, and every time I watch it, I'm just giggling the whole time. This is the part where the Joker becomes the villain.
The villain. Yeah, I was making fun of video essayists.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to poke fun at since they're
It's pretty obvious which one, but
mostly like the nerd writer, but also like, who's that guy? Yeah, High Top. That guy sucks.
So it's minimal effort, but every single time it's just perfect. You're great at this. And it's annoying that it's little effort from you.
I mean, they only come once in a while. If I tried to like sit down and write up a shit post right now, if I try to like do it, it usually sucks. Like I've had a few shit posts I've written up, like the Family Guy, top 10 hottest Family Guy sucked, but top 10 hottest Pokemon was pretty funny. Like there were some decent moments in top 10 hottest Family Guy, but mostly it was like I could get a lot of views doing this. And then I said fuck it, because I didn't really want to do it that bad, so I quit on that video.
So these are just ideas that pop in your head.
Yes, mostly. And that's also why I didn't really like continue doing the nerd writer / Alex High Top videos, shit posts, because those were fun.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also like I need something to work with mentally before I get into them. And same with Click Catcher too, because Click Catcher is a gimmick.
How long did you do Click Catcher?
We did like
I think we did
5 or 6 videos over like a month.
pretty much, yeah. We just shat them all out.
We shat them all out, and then Top 10 Celebrities We're Glad Died came out like a year later when we refound that.
What was that Star Wars shit posting you did for a while back? It's like Kathleen Kennedy wants to cancel Star Wars or something.
Oh yeah, I had a shitpost channel called Omega Star Wars Theory that was obviously really fake, but I think like the Star Wars fan base, like children and autistic people, thought it was real. So at first it would be like, I have an inside scoop that Kathleen Kennedy wants fucking Boba Fett canceled and all this crap. And people would be like, good job. And there was one dude I kept pissing off. He's like, this shit's obviously fake. You don't have any insider sources. And then it eventually climaxed when I said that I had to go to the eastern part of England because Kathleen Kennedy was trying to send a death squad for me. And all these people are like, praying for you, man. And the main guy's like, fuck you. This is bullshit. And then I took some video I found off YouTube, which is just like some stock footage of someone taking a video of Big Ben. And I was like, wow. And I just voiced over it. And I was like, wow, my view from Grandma's flat is amazing. Don't show this to Kathleen Kennedy or I'll send her death squads for me. People were like praying for you, man. And I got like 150 subscribers in like a week. And like 50,000 video views or something. Like it was pretty good. If I kept going, I would have 1 million subs by now on that channel, just literally talking out my ass. Because there's all these like Star Wars channels, like Star Wars like theory channels and Star Wars bullshit channels where they're like Kathleen Kennedy blah blah blah. So you don't know what Kathleen Kennedy's doing every day. She's probably sitting in an office and it's like, yeah, we'll make looking at projections. She doesn't give a fuck about Boba Fett. She looks at projections and says Star Wars Andor is going to be the next product that makes Disney 400 million subscribers on Disney Plus or whatever. She doesn't give a fuck about Boba Fett. So the joke was kind of like just making fun of these people that make these videos.
That's amazing. You're wonderful at taking the piss, at making fun of these people. You should turn it into a career.
I could have.
I
thought about making Omega Star Wars Theory. Because it was a little before we got our first 1,000 subs on NTMA.
Right.
And I was like, I bet I could beat NTMA to 1,000 subs just making shit up. Like videos we actually try hard on and are passionate about.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can make 5 or 6 Star Wars shit posts in an hour, spread them out, upload them throughout the day, and get more fucking views and more subscribers. Literally just out of thin air, like not even like trying.
Oh my God.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but it's also true. I would literally click record on my mic, make up any bullshit that came to my head over the next 3 minutes. That was my gay Spider-Man shit post too.
Yeah.
That one I had an idea for where I was like, I'm gonna get that Spider-Man gay porn thing where they're like slapping each other's ass because I thought that was funny. And then I just pretended it was a No Way Home leak.
That's amazing.
So Yeah, a lot of our top videos are honestly my shit posts. There's a couple that are like actual things, but yeah.
So, NTMA Productions.
That's a secret.
Cut it
Now. This interview's over.
NTMA Productions. So you're the other half.
Yeah.
Aiden's one half. You're the other half.
Yes.
And how many subs you at? 2,000 something.
A little over 2,000.
You're doing amazing. You're doing awesome.
Yeah.
I think your channel's very eclectic. It's completely random. You got Aiden making the video game stuff. You got both of you making the movie stuff, and then you've got the comic stuff and the amazing Kino shitposts.
Yeah, pretty much whatever I feel like. I mean, I made the first game video on our channel. Well, no, our first video on the channel was a game video, which was a re-upload from our channel that shall go unnamed.
Unnamed.
Just an old Let's Play.
It's just cringy because we had a Let's Play channel. And it was edgy 14 and 16-year-old Aiden and Connor going at it
You cannot.
for like 3-hour videos where it's just us unedited, where I'd be like, because I am so mad at this video game because I just lost a Phil of the Future.
There's a couple of Connor went on a huge rant about Phil the Future Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, anyway.
So how long have you been doing NTMA? Was it you or Aiden that like started it?
We started it together. You can uncut it right here. The reason we came up with the name NTMA Productions was because we were fans of Red Letter Media, and we're like, that sounds kind of like high class, so we'll call ours Productions, so it doesn't look like a total ripoff.
Fair enough.
And then we just didn't know what to put before Productions, so we just came up with 4 letters. And
You could just use your name. Well, I suppose if you didn't want your name out there.
no, it's not that. I didn't care if my name was out there. I just like, what would we do? CAH Productions, ACH Productions,
Just Hobson Productions.
Eck Productions.
Eck could have been
Hobson
funny.
Productions. I guess we could have. But NTMA, like, it's stuck. Like, people don't know what NTMA stands for. I don't know what NTMA stands for. Because it doesn't stand for shit. We just kind of came up with it. And it's like our 800th YouTube channel, so I thought we'd do it. Well, it's like my 800th YouTube channel, so I thought we'd do it for like 2 days and then quit. Because before the Let's Play channel,
Yeah.
there was a game review channel.
A game review channel?
Yeah, we dropped like 30 game reviews from like 2012 to like 2013. And they were...
Watchable, because not so much because they're bad. I think
The audio sucks. There's a lot of
they're
problems.
super bad.
And before that, I had Moon Knight Movies, my original channel I started in 2008.
Yeah.
Which started with a short animation career. It's actually, we reviewed our first YouTube video ever
Yes, we did.
on one of the fan film rewinds, because it was, Moon Knight Movies. It's in the title. We made a fan film of the Marvel character Moon Knight long before he was famous.
Long before, what's his name from Star Wars?
Long before Oscar Isaac would portray Moon Knight. Me and Aiden portrayed Moon Knight in Moon Knight Bold and the Brave, episode 1.
Good video.
Yeah, it was
On that channel rolled for years.
I would do that channel till like 2013 or 2014, but then eventually it's like I still had like a lot of it was like talking about comics and stuff that I'll still talk about on the channel today.
Right.
But it was like, if people went back, it would be like 9-year-old me being like, "Hey everyone, look at all these cool comics I have and cool comic book toys and stuff like that." And it's like, it was just kind of cringe.
You can't really use... You can't use your prestige. Like, you can't be like, I've been here for 20 years if you started when you were 6.
Connor started Comicsgate.
Oh, I started Comicsgate.
Tell me more about how you started Comicsgate.
Well, Marvel was like made like a new initiative where they were like making all sorts of characters like women or black or whatever, pregnant, which I thought was weird. And it wasn't a racism thing,
Right.
believe it or not.
Right.
But it was more of like, you're doing this all at once. Why not come up with like new characters? Instead, you're just you like did it with Thor, which was actually good.
Right.
You made Jane Foster Thor, which they did in the new Thor movie. And that was a good comic run. But then it was like the next Captain America and then Iron Man and all this shit. And it was like, okay, we get it. You found a way to capture Newsweek headlines so your comic sales go from 50K to 250K.
Makes sense.
Because 50K is your average comic sale. I mean, for like a high-end title.
Okay.
So you raise the sales for a couple months, then you switch back to Tony Stark, and all of a sudden, you know, the status quo is restored, but for 2 or 3 months, you have this huge boost of sales from mainstream media.
Right.
And I was like, this is kind of stupid. Like, pregnant Spider-Woman, all this shit. It was just really dumb. And I was like, and everything's going to reverse in a year, which just annoyed me as like a longtime comic reader, because I'm trying to read my monthly Captain America titles that I've been reading for 10 years. And then midway through an arc, you're basically like, I'm switching this character to a different character so that we can capture news headlines and nothing else. So I was annoyed about it, and I made a video. And then the racists watched it, because it was our highest video for a while, and people were like, I love you, man. Like, I hate black people too. Like, let's start a hate group. And then like this guy Diversity in Comics came out like right after that. Maybe it was coincidental. I don't know how much of a coincidence it was, because I was like the first person. So many people like copied my video verbatim, except at the end they're like, pregnant Spider-Woman, what's that? I fucking hate women. Black people, they suck. Look, it was messed up. So I think I started a hate group there, and then they brought Diversity in Comics on Jimmy Kimmel as a joke, and then he looked fucking pathetic, and that was kind of the end of that.
How many views did that video get?
It's sitting at like 176,000.
So a lot of people saw that.
Yeah. No, it's our second highest still.
You started Comicsgate.
I started Comicsgate, but also like I remember when it was really blowing up, I would literally refresh. I was sitting on my break, and this was like at its peak.
Yeah.
And on my break, the video went up 3,000 views. And every time I'd refresh, and I respond to most of the comments on our videos, and every time I refresh, there was like 10 more comments that'd be like, I hate black people too. Good job, NTMA. You're doing the Lord's work. I'm like, oh God, people are taking the wrong message from this. I was just mad that they were like stopping all these runs to like restart them from number 1, create a gimmick so they get a Newsweek.
Oh my God.
And they took it as, you hate black people, and we hate black people too. We're with you. It was fucked up. It was really fucked up. But top 10 hottest Pokemon characters surpassed it. Which top 10 hottest Pokemon characters, it's not something, like, it's a funny video. Would I pick it as my top video? Probably not. There's plenty of stuff I put a ton of work into that got no views. But at least it's not the hate group video anymore. So there's that.
So at least you have a shitpost that's fun for everyone.
Yeah.
You get rid of that, it will put you under in the algorithm.
I also don't think it's a terrible video, but I think people took the wrong message away.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got exacerbated when other people started making, like, other like actual racist people started making their own videos.
Okay.
Being racist about stuff, and it would get us more views. And people just took it the wrong way.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of fucked up. But at the same time, like, the video itself, I don't disagree with what I said in it. I just think people took the wrong message from it. So that's why I don't delete it. If it was me being super fucking racist and then being like, I disagree with that idea now, I don't know. I don't really disagree with anything I said. Granted, I haven't watched the video since like 2018, so I probably did say something pretty fucked up in it. But I don't know. I don't care.
So you don't regret making it at all?
I don't think I've ever really deleted a video.
You haven't deleted any video? Well, like,
I privated a bunch of videos on Moon Knight movies because it's just embarrassing that I was like 10 and I just can't bother watching those anymore.
And nobody blames you for
the only
that.
2 videos in our history of NTMA that have been privated are the Wolverine review was privated for a long time.
Logan?
Yeah, Logan.
The one where I had to go to work, and it was a drunk view, so I was editing it really quick, and it was when we used to put just,
music
like,
tracks under
music underneath.
Yeah.
We put like Gangster Rap Made Me Do It by Ice Cube as the background track.
I forgot to adjust the volume before I rendered it and went to work.
Yeah.
And so the music is so loud that you can't hear the video. And I rendered it and went to work, and then I came back. I'm like, perfect, it's done. Upload. Delete it off my hard drive, and then like 2 weeks later, Wolfie comments and he says, I can't hear you guys talk. And I watched him like, what?
It was pretty funny.
And then Little Frog got privated too.
What's Little Frog?
The song Connor made with our roommates in Superior.
You showed that to me. I don't know if you remember.
It's a good song. I was pretty impressed. It's a freestyle rock song. We were just vibing.
You were just vibing. Oh my god.
Yeah, Logan's back because we thought it was funny, and we're like, whatever.
Fair enough. So, you two make the movie stuff. Aiden makes the game stuff. You make the shitpost. What else do you do?
I mostly do the movie stuff. Aiden did his Halloween video because he did a Saw retrospective and a Halloween retrospective. So he did a Final Destination video this year, and he did an update to his Saw video. But I mostly focus on the movie stuff. I got a couple videos cooking.
Right.
Right now I'm doing a retrospective, kind of like my James Bond movie series with the MCU, but I'm releasing them individually just because I think the scope is interesting and I like talking about comics.
Right.
But also I'm not gonna just dick ride every movie, so it's a little different than most of the MCU people. But that's going okay. That's kind of just filler when I don't have ideas for like why it sucks or whatever. But I have a why it sucks coming up that I'm pretty excited for. Christmas themed. It's written. It's ready. I'll probably release it some point in November here.
Nice. What's it about?
I don't want to reveal the movie title,
Okay.
but I will tell you it's pretty fucking epic, bro.
It's one of the strangest Christmas movies I've ever seen.
Okay. So that'll be a callback. When that comes out, people can come back to this and be like, oh, they talked about it.
They talked about it, bro.
You do Why It Sucked. You've done that series for a while now.
Yeah.
When did it start?
Why It Sucks kind of started because I was like, I don't know, I just wanted to make long form, like edited movie reviews of random stuff. I used to do it weekly, but kind of fell out of weekly. I'm probably going to be getting back to like nearly weekly with like MCU stuff. And that's nice that there's so much MCU crap because I can just fill that up, pad the roster while I come up with like videos I want to make more.
Right.
And the MCU stuff in theory will get a lot of views. My new Iron Man video is already at like 400, which is pretty good for us, and that came out 3 days ago, so
Nice.
it's not bad for us. And I didn't share it around or anything. It just like YouTube, it hit the algorithm a bit, which is nice. It's fun because sometimes with the size our channel's at, it's not like every video is going to be massive still.
Right.
But randomly, like one in every like 5 or 10 videos will just hit the algorithm a little bit due to our size.
Like Nope. Got a
Like
lot of
Nope
views.
randomly got a lot of views. Iron Man 3 got a lot of views. That's how Pokemon blew up, is it just randomly hit the algorithm.
I think people just really love hearing about their favorite games and shit, and people just
Yeah.
loved Pokemon.
Well, not that the video is bad at all, but I'm saying like it sat at like 300 for a while, which is... Yeah, and then
Yeah.
after like 5 or 6 months, it just randomly fell into the algorithm and took off.
Aiden, I think
Yeah.
it was what you were saying, where it's like now we're back to long form content's doing good again, and it just got swept up, and that's great. It's a good video. I still throw it on for like background noise while I'm working.
I do like I like making like all sorts of stuff. Like my James Bond video was like 2.5 hours long, where I talked about every James Bond.
Very good. Perfect.
I have an idea for my MCU video, which I probably should have done for James Bond, where I throw each movie out one at a time,
Yeah.
and then I'm just gonna combine them all
Yeah.
at the end. Like with Marvel, I'm just gonna do it for each like saga. So I'm gonna have like a probably close to 15-20 hour long Infinity Saga video that comes out eventually, because I'm talking about all the movies and all the TV shows.
You should do it by phase.
I've already said that.
Yeah.
I said the same. You should triple dip and do it phase and then stick the phase videos together.
Phases are really awkward, alright? Like, sagas are already really awkward with how the TV shows work, but that's the thing, is like the phases would be super awkward with the TV shows. Unless I did just movies for the phases, then Infinity Saga, I just made one like autistically long video. That's true. I'll triple dip, whatever. I already did phase 1. I'll upload that shit tomorrow. But that was the thing about James Bond, is it got like 400 views or something like that. And that was 28 movies.
I think you can still.
I watched a James Bond exploitation movie.
Yeah.
I watched Never Say Never Again, which isn't official. I watched Casino Royale and Casino Royale, the original 2. And you did all 3 Austin Power movies. So it's like 31 movies in a very long video.
Yeah.
And it ended up at like 400 views, which is just the kind of the Achilles heel of the size of our channel. Where even if you put a lot of effort into something,
The nice thing is,
sometimes it goes nowhere.
I think the James Bond video will just continue to get views over time.
Oh, yeah.
There's news.
No, totally. And when your channel like blows up to.
James Bond isn't something that's ever going to go out of style, so it's going to continue getting views for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, the movies are timeless. I mean, like you said, it's never gonna go out of style. I feel like once you hit like 10K subs, that video is gonna jump views like crazy. I mean, all it's gonna take is the next James Bond movie to come out, and someone's gonna get nostalgic, and they're gonna be like, "I wonder if anyone's watched all the James Bond films."
It's always
Yeah.
surprising which of our videos are controversial. Probably the most controversial video we have is why it sucks Mac and Devin go to high school.
She tooted and pooted.
She tooted and booted. I love that
That video
video.
gets like, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 15 comments a month from really angry stoners who are like, you just weren't high enough, you didn't.
You just weren't high enough, bro. Yeah, Mac and Devin is super controversial. And I was just like, this is a shitty movie. No one could think this is good because it sucks so bad. It is such a bad movie.
It's pretty
I
bad.
thought no one could think it was good. And it is a controversial take. I guess it makes sense because the only people who are looking up Mac and Devin Go to High School are people who are going to be fans of Mac and Devin Go to High School and tasteless people. I even say in it, which is a statement I stand by, that I like the album Mac and Devin Go to High School.
Yeah, it's got a good.
Like, it's
good
one of
few
Snoop
songs.
Dogg's better albums in the last 10, or well, I guess now it's older than 10 years old, but it's some of his best work since he was like a new artist. And it's probably my favorite work by Wiz Khalifa. Like, it's a really good collab album with a really shitty movie that it builds into.
All of Wiz Khalifa's most popular songs ever are on the fucking Mac and Devin album.
Except
true.
for Black and Yellow.
Young, Wild, and Free was like super popular and got radio play. No one knows it comes from a shitty stoner movie. Snoop Dogg plays a high schooler who has sex with his teacher and they like fucking smoke crack or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
School project.
You never know what's going to hit the algorithm and what people are looking up. It's seemingly random. It's hard to predict.
That's another thing is that Mac and Devin video is a good example. I talk about when the crackhead broke into our house based on our because we were originally going to make a commentary of the movie
Yeah.
where we made fun of it when the crackhead broke into our house that one time.
He
Which-
unplugged their computer, so
He unplugged the computer so our audio got lost.
And we got so drunk and bored that we fell asleep.
Yes.
And Connor said, I'm going upstairs, we can finish this tomorrow. I was too drunk to pause the recording, so I just turned the TV off and went to sleep. And then at 5 a.m. I woke up to the crackhead rumbling around in our house, and for whatever reason the crackhead unplugged our computer and destroyed our Mac and Devin commentary.
Here's
Yep.
what happened. He listened to it. He's like, these guys don't like that movie. I like.
These people don't like Mac and Devin, and then he yeeted the thing. Okay, it's starting to come together that night.
He was a
Starting to make
stoner.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was on a lot of fucking weed, bro. That's all. Not crack. He was on a lot of weed. But
Oh shit.
yeah, so I mentioned that story. I mentioned a lot of real life stories in my stuff. Like a lot of like my shit posts have like real stories in them. that sound like shitposts because just a lot of weird shit happened to me. Like my Rose Tico video, the story where I'm at a party and a girl twerked on me and then started accusing me of being gay. That's a true story. I just thought she was ugly. It was Code Lyoko that fucked.
Oh, right.
Code Lyoko was twerking on me, and I was like, I wasn't into it because she looked like Code Lyoko from the cartoon series. I don't know what Code Lyoko would look like in real life, but if she looked like a cartoon character, that's probably what she would look like.
Okay.
This girl. And anyways, she was twerking on me, and she's like, "What, are you fucking gay or something?" And then she walked off. And banged.
Semi-related. A common comment I got from the people that watched Welcome to Flake is you should just make this movie about you two, because you're the most entertaining parts of that film.
True.
Except for, you know, Rufus Jackson had some funny stories.
Yeah, Rufus Jackson had some funny stuff in it. Here's what we should do.
I'll never forget after
We should just sit down, record a 5 to 6 hour podcast of me and Aiden.
Yeah.
And just like random people from Forest Lake talking, and then do dramatic reenactments.
That'd be great. That'd be perfect.
Because I have so many weird fucking stories that if you put them with dramatic reenactments, it'd be awesome.
You two would make an amazing documentary. Just your dad, your YouTube channel, your day-to-day lives. It's entertaining. It's great to have you both on the show, honestly.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should write Microwave Massacre 2. I already thought of the opening scene.
We'll get to that in a second. Any other funny stories?
Did I tell you when I was playing with fire, I was on the razor's edge of getting butt raped? I was on the razor's edge of getting...
You can't leave that in.
No, you're leaving that in. Because here's what happened. I was at the gay bar and I was talking with the DJ. And we were smoking all sorts of weed and we were drinking all sorts of booze. And he's like, "You want to come back to my house?" And I was like, "No." And then I stood up. He was bragging about being the DJ, and I was like, "Nah, I don't want to come back to your house." And I stood up and I walked right back to our house, which was literally across the alley from. So he saw me. He knows where I live. He knows where I lived. He could have come back. I don't think I would have got raped. It would have been fully consensual. I just denied him and then awkwardly walked back to the house. So I wasn't on the razor edge of getting butt raped. I was on the razor edge of getting butt raped at the Uptown in uptown Minneapolis.
What happened at Uptown?
Oh, I never told you about this story. So I went to the Uptown alone because.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna make a whole thing out of this. This is the exclusive Uptown story.
Exclusive.
Jamie,
pull up the clip of me at the Uptown almost getting butt raped.
What happened?
I was at the Uptown because was working that night.
Okay.
This is when I was dating.
Okay.
Shout out to
I'm
great gal.
Censoring every time you say it.
No,
this is more work for me in the future.
It's fine. You don't have to censor.
Because I don't want personal names and shit out there.
I'm not gonna say her last name.
There's a million people
I'll think
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
fine.
Probably
Doesn't
censor
care.
it.
Anyways, she was at work and I went to the Uptown and I was sitting there and this guy's like, "You're really cool, man. Let's hug." We were talking for a while. He seemed like a cool guy. He's really belligerently drunk. He was like some 50-year-old man. And then he's like, he looked me in the eyes and he's like, "Will you butt fuck me tonight?" And I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "I'm gonna leave." And then I started walking out and he followed me and started tugging on my car door and he's like, "Come on, man, let's have sex." I was like, "No." And then I drove off. He's like trying to get in my car and he's like gripped on. I think I pulled him like a half block with my car, but I was like, I'm not about to like have gay butt sex with this weird man.
This was the Uptown incident.
This is the Uptown incident. Exclusive. Exclusive.
Content Contempt exclusive.
Content Contempt exclusive. Anyways, this is Content Contempt. Let's get back to content. Grant, ask me the next hard-hitting question.
What do you think of Chinese people?
Was Kanye right?
Was Kanye right?
Okay, for real. The other reason I brought you here is because we had the idea to write
A screenplay.
a screenplay live. Now I could physically write it, but I don't know if I want to do that.
We're gonna start shitting around ideas for this, and then Grant's gonna put it together because I'm too lazy to write a screenplay.
We watched Microwave Massacre, and it was great. I loved it personally. I like the fourth wall breaking. I like the bad jokes. I like the fact that the killer is just some dude, some loser. I liked it. It had charm. It was low budget, but it stuck out.
Here's the thing. Our Microwave Massacre, Microwave Murders, to be legally distinct, is going to be more of a horror movie. Here's what I'm thinking.
Well, before that, let's explain. We had the idea to make a sequel to that movie. We were gonna
Not a sequel, legally distinct.
Well, the thing is, we could buy the license for like $5.
Arrow owns it. and
Well, even
Arrow's
then,
gonna
we
hold
could be
on to it.
like, hey, Arrow, do you want to fund a fun little project?
Arrow usually just does restorations and shit.
Okay. Well, they could dip their toes, but either way, we had the idea to write a screenplay for a mock sequel. Now, whether or not it's legally distinct, we'll see. But it's a good idea. Let's write Microwave Massacre 2 or Microwave Murders.
Okay.
So how's the movie open?
First off, similar to the original.
Mhm.
Here's the premise. Similar to the original, but instead, we're going to have a female lead.
Female.
Here's why. It's the modern day. Come on.
It's 2022.
Come on. And here's what I'm thinking.
Come on.
She's a worker. She's a construction worker.
Mm-hmm.
Construction workers work hard every day.
Right.
Works her ass off. She doesn't have time to make dinner. So the husband, he makes dinner.
But he's
But what
awful
does he
at
do?
it.
He's awful at it.
He's
he
bad.
makes her microwave meals every day. So here's the opening. Music plays. Probably legal stock music, so we don't have to pay.
We could spend our whole budget on like an actual song. What song do we play?
Oh shit! I know these guys. I know this movie. It's called The Magnificent Bodyguards. they have an amazing OST.
Can't take that music.
Let's pick. Okay, if you had to choose one like actual licensed song.
What if we got the other Michael to do it?
Another Michael. Another Michael. This is your call to you. I'm the guy who sat in the basement with you that one time and talked about hot Cheetos and bullshit. That's gonna make no sense. I was at this Christian Lee Hudson concert. He's a guy who's like tangentially related to Phoebe Bridgers. My ex-girlfriend was a big fan of her.
Okay.
And I sat in the basement because I got kind of bored of watching Christian Lee Hudson for like the fourth time, and I was really hammered. And I made friends with this band called Another Michael. So if they want to make the song, I'd be down.
We could get a local band.
I'll find their Twitter and I'll hit them up. They're local to Philadelphia.
We'll get like
They're from Philly. They were on tour with Christian. I could probably get Christian Lee Hudson. I can't imagine he's that expensive because he was putting away his own tapestry and I introduced.
if you could have a licensed song, if you could have like a big time licensed song, what would it be? Would it be Back in Black?
I was going to say Painted Black by the Rolling Stones.
We're on the same page.
No, here's the thing.
What would you choose?
Yes, Kanye West exclusive. His music has to be down in the shitter when it comes to price wise because after he got canceled. But anyways, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So microwave.
Yeah.
It's a direct shot of the microwave spinning frozen meal. Bing, 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 bing onto the beat of our song.
Yeah.
The bing, and every time it bings, there's a different frozen meal in there.
Okay.
And it's starting to make anxiety. Maybe like the bing is almost a heartbeat.
We could.
The bing is almost a heartbeat.
Every other cut or every bing, we could eventually move it to like it'd be microwave, protagonist.
Close. No, eventually,
Victim.
yeah. I was gonna say eventually it starts with the microwave meals, and the microwave meals get grosser. They get grosser. They
Lazier.
get grosser. And then eventually maybe like there's a shot of a human hand in there. Bing! Then it switches back to a microwave meal. Then there's a head in there. Back to a microwave meal.
Perfect.
Bing, 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 bing.
Cuts
to
to
the song.
gross
This
imagery.
is the open credits. Smash cut to them at the construction yard. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. She hates her husband's cooking. And then
She's having lunch.
she's having lunch.
She has.
There's a
her husband's
glory hole. This only makes sense if you've seen the Microwave Massacre. But there's a glory hole, and a guy puts his cock through it, and all these female construction workers run up to it.
In the original, there's a hole, just a.
Don't explain it.
The glory hole. There's a glory hole,
need
and
some
an erect
explanation.
cock pushes through it. We're going NC-17 on this shit because it's
No.
okay to show boobs.
No, we're not.
It's okay to show boobs. It's not okay to show a cock in a movie.
You can show dick. It just can't
It
do
has-
anything.
I feel like if I showed an erect penis in my movie, it'd be NC-17 or X.
We could talk him down. We could be like, look, R rating. Come on.
We'll be like, come on, R rating.
Come
It's
on.
barely
It's
erect.
just a little erect.
It's just a little erect.
So he sticks his cock through the hole, and she looks at it.
They run up to the cock.
She licks her lips.
And then he runs off.
Anyways, eventually she cuts up her husband and puts him in the microwave.
No, we can't skip to that. So she sees it, just like the original. She goes, but nope, it's gone. It's gone before she can get there. And then her coworkers give her crap, and they're like, "Man, you ain't getting any from that husband, are you?"
You didn't suck off that cock.
And she's like, "No, he's too busy making microwave meals."
I haven't gotten sex from my husband since 2007.
I think
And all the women in the audience clap.
we need to have a scene like in Metal Gear Solid 4 where she makes a guy crawl through the microwave hallway. It's like an agonizing 5 minutes as he slowly cooks from the inside and dies.
The microwave just keeps getting bigger until it's the size of a hallway, and they're like, "All right, you could stop me, but first you have to get there."
We're gonna have to buy 20 of the cheapest microwaves from fucking Walmart because I feel like we're gonna blow up a lot of microwaves making this movie.
So she sees that. She said, "This leads us to our main plot point. Husband's not making good meals. He's microwaving shit." And she's like, "Well, I got fucking microwave hot dogs or some shit."
Right.
And she's like, "I've."
Kid cuisine.
Brand deal with kids cuisine.
She gives us kids cuisine.
Yes.
So she goes home
We
and she
eat
sees.
at McDonald's.
She sees.
We didn't even eat McDonald's this week. And he says, "I bought this shit 4 hours ago, bitch."
You have to microwave it. So she goes home. She sees the neighbors having fun, and they aren't using microwaves. They're using
guy
like
has his cock and he shoves it out the window.
no, a hunky guy is just naked in the window, and he
Now,
nods
Grant,
to her
as
and he
a
leaves.
bisexual, there's gonna be questions
Okay.
of the bisexual gaze.
We could have a bisexual working on the construction yard.
A bisexual, guys.
Or just a flat out gay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could have a gay, just like the original movie, the gay guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's how we open the film. What's the main? When does she start killing people? She gets home. She's like, "I'm fed up with your microwave massacres."
We have to build it up like in the original movie.
No, we have a callback. We have a callback where she's like, "This meal is a microwave massacre," and then she looks at the camera.
And winks. Yeah.
What if there was a scene where she made a review of Logan but accidentally put the music too loud so you couldn't hear it?
She's a content creator. Bam.
She's a construction worker, content creator.
She in her hobby time. She makes content for YouTube. She makes mukbang videos.
She makes mukbangs. But her husband, yes! 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 She wants to do mukbangs, but the food isn't good enough.
Exactly. She needs better food.
And then the climax of the movie is a human mukbang. She eats her entire husband.
Perfect.
She eats her entire husband in a mukbang.
Perfect.
Okay.
Do you think we could get Nikocado?
Nikocado. Avocado is one of the victims. He shows up. He's like, "Hi."
No.
As a cameo?
Helps eat.
He helps eat. He's hungry.
This is my friend, Jennifer. And today, we're eating her husband. And then he breaks down crying. He's like, "I'm so fat."
Yes.
During the climax.
So
Yes.
she's a content creator, construction worker. She wants content, but she's like, "I can't make content with this microwave
Kid
meal.
cuisine.
This is awful. I need some real food."
I can't mukbang 30 kid cuisines.
So she creates. She's like, I need better food.
Yes.
And then she looks at her husband. She's like, you haven't made good food. You haven't satisfied me. So she kills her husband and she eats him. No, she doesn't eat him. She hesitates at first. She eats him by accident, like in the original.
Right.
She's
she gets
like,
the taste of it.
exactly. So then she has to find more people to kill for her channel. Then what?
She kills more people for the channel, and then she
That's
puts
the
on her
whole movie.
microwave.
Have you
Rinse
seen
and
the original
repeat.
movie? That's
Rinse and repeat.
She
what the original was.
she goes. She sees
Once
a
we
man
hit
in a
90
chicken costume.
Once we hit, I don't know, 100 pages of the screenplay, we start shooting.
The end is she gets so her views start declining, and she gets so desperate for content that she cooks herself and starts eating herself on camera.
Chops off her hand. She goes, and she's like, "Today we're eating
No, we have to have
me."
like a big gore scene where she's like laid herself on the table and she's eating out of her own stomach.
All right,
Amazing.
Grant, start writing. I expect a script by Friday. I don't know what day it is right now. but
We just in
Tuesday.
5 minutes we were like, intro, cock in the wall, outro, eats her hand.
Yeah, the cock in the wall is non-negotiable. That's
The cock in the wall is essential to keep
It's
the spirit of the
essential.
original.
She has to have the two coworkers who accidentally eat her
this
husband.
movie needs a lot of cock in it. I'm not gonna lie. We have to
Yeah.
keep it true to the original.
It's-
It's so much penis.
It's affirmative. We gotta.
Affirmative action.
It'll definitely be fun.
It'll be affirmative action.
So, start to finish, we're just gonna remake the movie with a female lead for 2022. I had the idea to make it like really like sinister and realistic, like gritty depiction where it's like she's like, I'm gonna eat my husband now. Slow zoom out.
Well, yeah, that's how the end will be when she eats herself to death. She literally eats herself to death.
That's perfect. She's eating her stomach and then she just pauses and slumps. And then it
Right.
plays the credits. And the microwave, it slowly pans to the microwave and zooms in.
No, I'm serious. We gotta start writing this script. I'll write the script. I'll write the script.
I'll write it.
Arrow on the line.
I got the
Vinegar syndrome on the line.
Arrow Video. Let's call Arrow Video customer support right now and see what they say.
Who knew it was this easy to write a remake of an old film that kind of bombed, I'm assuming.
I mean,
What time is it in the UK?
writing
I don't know, it's GMT 1. So it's like 2 in the morning.
Contact us.
Here's the thing you should write now.
They don't
Just
have a phone number.
email them.
They don't have a phone number.
Be like, holy shit, man, I got the greatest fucking idea you've ever heard.
They don't have a phone number. All right, is it my time to freestyle now or what?
We did a whole movie.
Yo. Let me freestyle. Put on the Forensic Files song.
Let's put on a
put
beat.
on the front.
Put on a beat. Yeah, anyways. Grant, start writing this theme song. Is it unsolved? I do not know. I put my boner in my own mouth. That's my freestyle.
That did not rhyme at all.
Leave that in there.
Microwave Massacre 2, shitposts, the channel. What else? Any other subjects you want to talk about?
I feel like if we call it Microwave Massacre 2 and just upload it to our channel,
Nobody would know the thing, and I think the actor who puts his penis through the glory hole will be very embarrassed, and he'll say, "Please take this down," and we'll just say,
What if it's
what if it was... You know what a content I contempt?
"I'm going to private that video as we speak."
Where's the episode where I interviewed you for your own show?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I think we gotta save that for like 10 or 15 before we get there.
I don't know.
I'll interview you for your own show and I'll be like, what do you do?
I like your idea for the Battle Royale podcast episode. Aiden was like, we should just bring the 10 previous guests in and just see how long they last in a Discord call. I'll just ask a random question to no one in particular, and
All 10 of the previous guests in one tiny little Discord call and just chaos until everyone slowly leaves out of frustration.
I would love
See
that.
who's last.
I would fucking
That'd be a
love that.
funny episode down.
I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like, so, You're all in the next episode. And then I would be like, so how was your day? And just to
Good,
know
good,
in particular.
good.
I was good. Oh, sorry, you go. No, but sorry, you can talk. I'm trying. I don't think there's anything else we can really cover.
I think we covered a lot today.
We did cover a lot. We've been going for this long.
Is this gonna be the longest one?
Nah, Tim's Closet was an hour and something.
How is this not an hour?
Well, you trim it down, you only use about, I want to say like a third of this. You're gonna hate me. I gotta piss again.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I drank 6 beers.
Is this what happens when you have too much gay sex?
Is this what happens when you have too much gay sex? Leave that in.
Leave that in.